The city is notorious for crime. Every day there's something new, like these people make being bad their job. But I've gotten used to it by now. I've punched so many people in the kisser, my hands have swollen up the size of a whale's butt. But I figured. Life is like a Lex Slippery episode. Beat up the bad guys and get the chicks. And make sure you look cool, don't you? Being a top detective at the MPPD is hard work. Fish, Murdock. My head was pounding like somebody was dancing on it with lead shoes. My vision was too blurry to focus, but I could make out two large figures standing over me.
Hey, can I kick him around some, boss? Pretty please?
Fellas, that's no way to treat our guests.
The third voice I heard, but couldn't quite make out. But boy, when I get to my feet, these two goons were gonna wish they got rid of me. I could feel my brains oozing out of the side of my head. The pain was excruciating. Why didn't they whack me? What were they up to? But most of all, how did I get here? 8 hours earlier, I was on the couch knocking back a few bottles of starfish juice and eating seaweed and cheeses. Back at the apartment, I was getting some real eyeball time with my favorite show, The Love Machine. My main man Lex Slippery was up to his usual tricks, shoot the bad guys then make out heavy with some dames he had saved. But tonight, my old buddy Lex was getting his face beat, and he was getting fed knuckles and knees and hot mustard sandwiches. Come on, Lex, you're better than this. I could have dodged that punch with two whales tied around my neck. I threw one of my boots against the wall in frustration.
Cut out all that racket up there!
Ah, shut up, you musty old bat. That was the old crock pot in the apartment 2C below me, Mrs. Gulpers.
Don't make me come up there, Murdock!
Oh, go slip in the bathtub, Gulper, just senile barracuda. That old bat was working my last nerves. But who needs those problems? The Love Machine was back from commercials, and maybe that old evil joy stealer was choking on some poisoned chum wafers. I could enjoy my show. But just as the show was about to start, there was a knock at the door. This better not be that sinister old lady. Where's my sidearm? No, a good push down the steps will do the job. I started to unlock and open the door. Gulpers, I'm not in the mood right now. But when I opened the door...
Nighty night, Murdock!
Right in the kisser. I remember now. It was one of those goons. He sucker punched me right when I opened the door, and I hit the floor like a wet sack of seashells. Out for the count. They got me, Lex. And it's all that dirty old bat's fault. When I started to remember how these morons got the jump on me, it reminded me of that last Love Machine episode and how it played out. They had my boy Lex tied up real good, and so was I, right in some nasty chair. Then they started to rough old Lexi up, and dag nabbed, that's how they was giving me the business. The next thing was for the big boss to walk in and give that, "Oh, so you know why we brought you here" speech. And wouldn't you know it, some super-sized orca walked in.
So, Fish Murdock, do you know why we brought you here?
Oh man, this was too coincidental. Was somebody spoofing me? I started looking around for cameras. Hey you guys, is this kooky camera? Where's your hide the audience?
Cameras? Audience? Where do you think you are?
This isn't kooky camera? You aren't Winky Smallstone, the host?
Oh no, Mr. Murdock, it's not. And I'm not Slinky Wallbones.
Oh, that's Winky Smallstones.
I don't care who the city it is. What you need to know is who I am.
Well, who the heck are you if you ain't Winky?
Smack!
right again across my face. Oh man, when I get free, I'm gonna put Betty so far up this guy's blowhole, he's gonna need a deep sea scuba carp to get it out.
I'm King Kahuna, underwater boss, the North Pond's most diabolical criminal ever to terrorize these waters.
Oh yeah, you tell him, boss.
All of these guys were gonna eat spaghetti and clamshells for their last supper. I kept wiggling my fins to get free while this loud clown was giving his supervillain speech. I could feel the ropes getting looser.
I run all of North Pond, and soon the entire sea, and nobody can stop me.
Yeah, blah blah, you clowns couldn't run in place, let alone take over the whole North Pond. Oh, by the way, you do know I'm the top detective for the MPPD, right? So if you give yourself up now, maybe you can get a cell with triple bunk beds and a nightlight. I'll talk to the warden for you. Pow, pow, right in my kisser. I could feel blood pooling in my mouth. I spit it out, and the tooth came with it. Oh boy, I'm gonna reload Betty twice.
Watch your mouth.
Excuse my associates, Mr. Murdock. This is Cookie. And this is Bubbles.
These two had to be the biggest muscle-bound seals I had ever saw. They had muscles on muscles and muscles on top of their muscles. I could picture these guys juggling buses or bench pressing water planes with one hand while eating a sandwich with the other. And that was too strong if you asked me. Sheesh, I could hardly do 7 push-ups with a pillow on my back. But I could pull a trigger. And right now that trigger finger was ready to pull. I could feel my fins getting looser by the minute. Those delicious seaweed and cheese sandwiches I had earlier left that greasy feeling on my fins. So much for ever washing them. Besides, cleanliness wasn't too high on my priority list, and it was about time being dirty paid off anyway. The ropes these dummies had me tied up with were coming loose by the minute, and I couldn't wait to get my hands around the necks of these two morons. But trying to duke it out with the super twins was pretty pointless. Maybe if I could inject some Murdock madness into their brains, I could distract them long enough to make a break for it. Wait a minute. These two psycho bodybuilders jumped me at the apartment. No Betty, no backup. The only way out was all up to me. This was going to be a piece of jellyfish cake. My favorite. The boss was still running his gills. Blah, 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 mumble, 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 yada, yada, yada. Some nonsense about world domination, everybody's got to pay crap. He was sounding like the lieutenant, blabbering, just in a more boring, evil way. If I wasn't tied up, I would have been fast asleep.
Are you listening to me, Murdock?
Wait, you talking to me? I'm sorry, I was too busy thinking about how many ways I could kick you 3 bumps back in.
Funny, Mr. Murdock. Oh, yeah. Let's see how funny you are when you're taking a dirt nap. Now watch this comedian till I get back.
Hey, King, tell one of your giant action figures to give me a pillow and a seaweed sandwich. I'm starving over here. The boss had left me with the kids. This was my chance. My fins were ready to slip out of the ropes. I just needed a distraction. Oh, by the way, how did you two muscle-headed ladies get so gosh darn big? What did you do? Wrestle whales when you were kids? No, maybe you thick-necked, sappy wannabe thugs, so-called super dummies. Could you push sea boulders with your whiskers? Hey, wait a minute. Do your lips have muscles too? Oh man, I cracked myself up.
Shut your face before I permanently do it for you.
Wait a gosh darn minute. You said your name was Bubbles. And you said your name was Cookie. How come you two strong doodoo heads have little girl names? What, did the villain factory run out of evil henchmen manly names?
I'm not a little girly. I'm a big man. And that's my sister.
Your sister? You two laboratory experiments are related?
We're twins! Isn't it obvious?
First there was silence. Then my face cracked like a fat fish's pants when he bends over to pick up a piece of sea candy off of the ground. Oh my god, oh my god. My eyes were watering like a faucet. My laughter was getting to the goons. The rage on their faces was priceless. I had to play this smart. These two stupid robots could snap my neck like a sea twig, but they needed one more push for me to escape. I had an idea. Hey, which one of you two Wonder Twins is the strongest? I bet she is. She looks stronger. So, wouldn't that make you the dumber one, right? What do you say, Bubbles? Am I right?
Bubbles? You know I'm stronger than you. Why are you laughing?
Cookie was upset, but that was the spark I needed. Time to throw more fuel to the fire. Yeah, Bubbles, why are you laughing? You're a little girl. You can never be stronger than Cookie. His muscles look way bigger. What was I thinking, Cookie?
I told you so.
Oh, no, you're not!
Oh, yes, I am.
The face-off was set. My fins were free. Time to escape before these two idiots knew I was gone.
Hey, the only way to settle this is to wrestle. The loser is the stupidest. I mean, the weakest.
Yes, let's settle this once and for all, brother!
Yes, you're right, sister. Let's settle this. Mother will be proud of me and I will be the favorite.
They went at it like two wild whales fighting over a cracker. Furniture was flying everywhere. One of those muscle-headed freaks actually threw the refrigerator at the other one. If that ain't strong, I'm not the best detective in all of the North Pond. Trying to get out of there with my head still intact was more of a challenge than slipping out of those ropes. But my escape was almost in reach. When I get free, I can get the Aqua Squad down here to arrest these jokers. But I still had to get away. 3 more feet. Slowly, I inched across the floor. Keep your head down, Murdock. We're almost out. The fight was escalating to the point where earthquakes were safer than being here. 2 feet. The doorknob was just in my reach. Just one more, Murdock. We gotta get out of this. The fight was slowing down. The noise level was dropping. These pea-brain monsters had destroyed everything in the room. Exhausted, and as always confused, they realized I wasn't tied up anymore. But it didn't matter. My fins were on the handle. I could be a free fish. They were strong, but I was fast and smart.
Hey, where are you going?
I'm out of here, you suckers.
Come back! The boss isn't gonna like this!
The fight took all the wind out of these goons. Perfect plan, Murdock. Now let's beat it before the boss actually finds out I'm gone. King Kahuna my hiney. But when I turned back to the door to run out,
Going somewhere, Mr. Murdock?
pow! Right in the kisser. I could feel my body going limp. The ground was flying to my face. Thud! I was out cold. Stupid goons, stupid Kahuna, stupid Mrs. Gulper, stupid Murdock. That was the second time I got knocked out opening a door. I'm going out the window next time. The last thing I heard before I went night-night.
You two goofballs are worthless. How'd you let him escape? You almost ruined it. Besides, he has to tell me where it is first. Now tie him up good. No more fighting. We have work to do.